Yo, what's good everybody? It's Kai again with another YouTube video, and today we are talking about the top things you need to know about MW3 zombies before you load into your very first games. Let's check it out. So whether you played zombies before or this is your very first zombies you've played, MW3 Zombies is unlike the previous games, but very similar to last year's Modern Warfare 2's DMZ mode. So if you play DMZ, you're already on the right track, but today, let's just look at what the objective is and what you do exactly in MW3 Zombies. So first off, the main focus you should follow is the story missions. There are 3 acts of missions that correlate with the story of MW3 Zombies and are the main objective of the game. They start off very simple and you can actually choose which ones you want to do before the game starts. There are also daily challenges that you can complete to unlock new armory items and weapons. And lastly, there are gun mastery camos that you can only unlock from playing zombies. So you have the freedom to kind of choose what you want to accomplish each match, or just run around killing zombies. But nevertheless, you go in, you complete your missions, upgrade your camos, kill zombies, and get out of there. That is how Modern Warfare 3 Zombies works. So next, to kick things right into gear, let's talk about what you should do in the menu before you start your first game. And this is mainly for the people who just started playing, so if you played a few matches, you might as well skip this part. So once you load into zombies, there are a few things you can select, but right now the main focus is if you want to customize your character, if you previously had any other skins in MW3, you can actually change to them by selecting Strike Team on the top and then clicking a new slot at the bottom. Hit Recruit Operator and then choose which skin you want. You may also want to look at the story missions on the lobby screen because those are the main objectives you're going to follow to progress. But we'll get back to that and other important things you will really want to know in order to have the best start to the new zombies. Alright, so once you hit start and load into a match, you'll spawn in a random area on the outskirts of the map, with or without other players, depending on if you have squad fill on. If you open up the game map, you'll see 3 different zones. The outskirts with no highlighting, the yellow highlighted areas closer to the middle, and then the red area in the dead middle. And understanding the map will keep you alive for a lot longer than if you didn't know how it works. Each of the 2 highlighted zones increase the difficulty and aggressiveness of all the zombies and enemies inside of them. So right now, for the first few games, stick towards the outside for as long as possible, or at least until you get some upgrades, which we'll get to that next. So if this is one of your very first games and you don't know exactly what to do, you have multiple options to get started. I found the best way to start is open your map and look for either a contract or infected stronghold, where you can build a lot of points early on. Or if you want to go ahead and take the safer route, then you can go and loot whatever buildings that are around you while picking up things to sell to the buy stations around the map, which you can find by zooming in on the map screen and finding the shopping cart and taking items to. And also by looting and doing missions, you'll end up finding better weapons and also getting yourself some points. And I would definitely recommend finding a buy station and purchasing yourself a larger backpack and maybe a 2-plate or 3-plate armor vest, because these items will stay to your operator between matches as long as you extract. Or you can seek down the mystery box now and test your luck by looking for the question mark on the map. There's also the Pack-a-Punch, which you can find on the map, which will also let you upgrade your weapons for 5,000 points. And I would definitely recommend it if you're going to try to push into the yellow zone. But really, these first few matches are really about learning the game and the map and how to play it out. So loot, do missions, upgrade, and now you can start worrying about completing your story missions, which the map will show you if you open it up and it's on the top left. And once you do one mission, it'll auto set the next one, but you can only do one mission at a time. And a pro tip is to try to complete as many missions back to back in the same game before exfilling. And now that you've got the basics of how zombies work in MW3, now we can talk about how not to die over and over while pushing deeper into the map and getting more while doing so. So some of the key things to keep in mind are stay on the outskirts until you have at least a Pack-a-Punch gun or you pulled an epic or legendary gun out of the box. Because depending on the rarity of the gun or Pack-a-Punch, it'll be the difference between life and losing all your gear. And truly, the zombies and enemies inside the zone get stronger and stronger, and you'll find yourself completely helpless if you don't have those stronger weapons. And shoot, you might even get lucky out of the box and pull one of the wonder weapons, and those will make your game 10 times easier. And the enemies you'll have to deal with in this game are the zombies, hellhounds, mercenaries, manglers, disciples, mimics, and the mega abominations. Sounds like a lot, I know, and the deeper you go, the more you'll encounter the variants, hellhounds, and special zombies. And remember, if you're getting outnumbered, the best way to stay alive is either to go high, climbing any kind of cars or buildings around you, or if you're near a body of water, you can also swim and they won't be able to chase after you. And also, 9 times out of 10, the hellhounds are going to be the ones that take you out if you're trying to run, so focus on taking them out first. And also, don't forget you have your abilities to clutch you out of a very bad situation. And also, all the mercenaries can and will shoot back at you, so don't be afraid to take cover and play it smart, because you can get gunned down very quickly if you're not careful. And to deal with the manglers or disciples, you definitely want to have a stacked loadout. Or if you run into one of the mega abominations, you better hope you have your whole team with you. Or you could just do what I did and sit on top of a roof shooting it. So once you figure out your first few games and go back to the menus, depending on what missions you've done and what items you've extracted, you'll have new options and weapons and gear to take back into the game with you, if you choose to do so. But no, if you die next game, you will lose what you have equipped. So go ahead and start another story mission if you haven't already, and figure out what you need to do next. And then you go to your gear, and now you can see your loadout and rucksack. And now you need to know what you can and can't bring back from the game, which you won't be able to bring back any sellable items or wonder weapons, but you will be able to bring back the base versions of the guns you exfilled with, and any tools, ammo mods, upgrade crystals that you've stashed in your inventory. Also, you can find certain schematics, and if you exfil with those schematics, you will be able to craft new perks to take with you each time you want to craft them. But they will have a multiple hour cooldown, which you can find schematics randomly after doing challenges, or very rarely find them in loot stashes, and even down the line, you can find the wonder weapon schematics for the ray gun and wonderwaff. But those will take a little bit of grinding to get. So you can choose to fill your backpack with whatever items you want to take into the next match, and you'll keep any large rucksack or gas mask or self-revive or body armor pouches that you filled previously. So it's definitely important to always exfil, or else it'll all be wasted. And lastly, with your loadout, you can choose to reuse one of the contraband weapons that you brought back from the game, or choose a loadout weapon which you can upgrade and customize game to game. But you will have a cooldown on that if you die or leave the weapon behind. You can also choose which missions you want to do next, and you don't have to do them in any order, just whatever seems best. But if you set it up right, every time you finish the mission, the next one will autoplay down. So let's say you have to do 2 challenge ones, and then the third one you have to exfil. The best way to do it is to start at the first challenge one, then do the second one, and then do the one where you have to exfil, just so you get the most out of each trip into the game. So lastly, as you progress, you'll learn how to stay alive and deal with more and more enemies. The key is just pacing and watching the time as the matches you go along, while slowly building up your armory. And the key to get to the very middle of the map, it's honestly just getting a really good team all upgraded early game enough. There are underground pathways and different ways to get right into the middle, but to be honest, it's just best to stay out of there unless you have the stacked team and what you need. Or once again, you can just run around and camp on a roof like I did and shoot the big guy, but that didn't really last long. So that's pretty much everything you need to know about MW3 Zombies and how to play and how to get the most out of every match to truly know what you're doing every time you load in. And if you enjoyed this video, consider subscribing and dropping a like. And if I forgot anything, feel free to let me know in the comments below, because my goal is to put the best MW3 Zombies content out there to really help you guys survive and become the very best at COD Zombies that you can be. So until the next video, peace out.
If you wanna get up, you need a little revival.